Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live, man. Obviously, a day later because we had the game yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Ipswich. But we're here, man, regardless. Big up to the Mandem. Big up to Rants in the building. Rants, what are you saying, bro?
All good, family, man. Big up the chat, man. Big up Faz, bro. You telling me?
Man. Faz in the building. Faz, what are you saying, man? You chilling?
I'm alive, man. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? I think I've officially decided that I'm done with Man United this season. I think yeah, I'm done. I'm to the point where I don't think I'm going to the games no more. I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm done.
Not even the Arsenal game, not even none of them.
I might go to one, two of the big ones if the lads are out, but nah. Yesterday was just sad, bro. I was on my Jack Jones. Some of the Mandem came over to me. I just looked at them and I said, and I didn't even say anything. They could tell by my look, just like, yo, get off. Don't say hi. Don't say nothing. It's just miserable, man. And you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's cold. It's wet, bro. I could just, be inside, be warm. You know what I'm saying? Watch this shit show from the TV and this, that. So yeah, bro, it was, and the atmosphere is not the same.
No.
Well, obviously, where I sit, the south stand behind the manager, behind the gaffer. From there, we're just looking at Stretford End. It is a library, bro, and it's not even. It's past embarrassing now. It's past embarrassment. It's just like everybody knows. All the away fans know. Excuse me. All the traveling fans know that this is what Man United's become. I'm walking down the Munich tunnel, and you get one or two Reds singing 20 times, and then someone goes, "Shut up!" Or someone just goes, "Shut up! Don't sing that until we start winning again." I was like, "Right, I hear it. I hear it, man,
bro."
Yeah, so
I hear it, man. But you gotta praise Bruno, though, innit? You gotta put respect on his name. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're shit, you gotta.
Bro, I'm going to events, man. If you start seeing me in fashion shows and that events, bro, just please, man, mind your business, because I've had enough of this football club, man. Well and truly had enough, bro. You can never excuse me, you can never legitimately have a balanced conversation with a man. I don't think it's possible right now. I actually don't think it's possible, bro. You just seen some of the things that happen around the squad and the team and some of the individual players. And then you have people turning on Roy Keane because he said this. Then you have people sucking up to Rio Ferdinand because he backs this. Then they hate us because we are too honest and too brutal. You've got my man listening to some next idiot on in the stadium, with his phone.
Bro,
this is what we're dealing with. These are the issues. These are the issues, bro.
Well, what analysis do you reckon he was hearing? You know what I mean? When
someone said it was, it's probably people trolling, but someone said it was
brother.
He's probably listening to Rasmus.
Was it actually Rasmus's brother, or were they trolling?
He looked like Rasmus's brother. I can't lie to you, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't know what his brother looks like. I'll be honest. I didn't know we had one. Like,
yeah, he's got a couple of brothers. You know what I mean?
I didn't know. Yeah, I only know the ones that played. I know of the ones that played football, innit? And
yeah,
it wouldn't be them because they're playing football. So he's got bare brothers then.
Yeah, he's got bare brothers, man. So I don't know, man. So but I hear you, bro. You know what, man? Faz, big up Marcel in the building. Like, we're struggling against Ipswich, innit? Like, that's the norm now, right now for us, and that's the reality. You get me? Like, it shouldn't be, but it's what we're seeing right now, innit? So I don't expect you to be full of like positivity and praise for what you're seeing right now, bro. That I gave my ticket away. It's normal, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like you pay your season ticket, yeah, Faz, because you want to see entertainment, you want to see goals, you want to see trophies. Like people say you love the club and you'll do anything for the club. Not to an extent. Not everyone's different, bro. Like you want to see good football, you want to see entertainment, or else you don't pay that season ticket, Faz. You are saying to yourself, Faz, I'm paying the season ticket because I want to see it live. Some people might not want to pay for it. So you know what? I'd rather not, and I want to watch it on my TV. There's different levels in it of support.
Yeah, and
we all support the same club. You know what I'm trying to say?
Whole point of a season ticket is to be part of witnessing an atmosphere of a football stadium.
Yeah.
When the football stadium doesn't have an atmosphere, then what are you really paying for? It's about going to a stadium. I love specifically me. Marcel will probably tell you. You know yourself. I love talking to people, bro. Just random people in the stadium. I'll just sit next to anyone and talk to anyone, and even that is gone. There's no community. There's no relationships amongst people who sit next to each other. It's just really, really boring. And also, we pay season ticket holders pay so much money to see big name players, bro. We support Manchester United. I want to see heavy names on that shirt. I want to see serious players in that team. I can say, wow, in my time, I've seen such a player and this, that, the other. I've seen such a player grace Man United, grace Old Trafford. And he's then gone on to do amazing things and this, that, the other. But, bro, we don't have that, bro. We really, really don't have that. What am I going Old Trafford to witness, really and truly, man? Who's our biggest player, that we can say, wow, look at this player that we can say such a big name. Casemiro probably, but he's on the bench.
Yeah. No, listen, it's not great right in a minute. But at the time of the video is there's still major issues for Amorim, man. Marcel, do you see that, bro? You still see major issues for Amorim in terms of the team, the way we play right now? Like, I feel like we're getting by a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. Like, yesterday wasn't great. You know what I mean? We didn't really create clear-cut open chances yesterday. A lot of it was set pieces. And we laugh at Arsenal, let's be honest. Man was singing set piece ole ole. I thought I was an Arsenal fan for a minute then. I can't lie, bro. So without the set pieces, I don't know if we would have broken down Ipswich. And that's scary, bro. To say, you know what, man? Like, you know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like,
I 100%. I agree with you. Can you hear me, by the way, Saeed? I'm not lagging or anything.
Yeah, no, you're calm. You're calm.
Okay, yeah. So, bro. Like, firstly, big up everyone. It's good to be back here, Mandem Talk, man, and it's good to conversate about the club right now. But I agree with you that he's got a lot of issues. There's still issues, new ones. Like, we always knew the underlying issue of, like, say, Onana, for example. Like, we knew the fundamentals weren't there, but it's like it's rearing to the forefront of our minds now. Even though we know, the manager can't get 5 or 6 players in next summer, but and he needs 3 key ones, and we're saying a striker and 2 wing backs. But now there's this problem with the goalkeeper. That's a new headache on the list of headaches that he has to deal with. And yes, he is getting on a bit, but I still require him to be. I don't want to say the word brave, because maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe it's gamble more. Why are you still using the low? Let's get Harry Amas in and gamble there and try and push him and get him readied for next season. I think that's the target that we have to look at. We're not going to get relegated. It's a good 3 points. You're talking about set pieces. Bruno Fernandes again in important moments, delivering and learning and getting his apprenticeship as a captain, improving as a captain. Yes, we're a poor performing club, but he's dragging us through games or getting us through games with key moments. And one of them is the set pieces in this moment. And we need more players like that can produce moments. It looks like it's a heavy specific, style system, specialized system. A specialized wing back here, a specialized wing back there, a specialized 10 here. So you need players that can come into the team and really produce individual brilliance at times. It's about the summer window, man. It's about the summer window. I think that's the main thing, and I'm just glad we managed to get through that game. It looked like it was going to be an embarrassing one. With Dorgu getting the red card, with the pass back to with Onana. It's a process. I know people don't like to hear that. And Ruben talked about us suffering. I talked about us suffering as a club under Ten Hag. But this is the reality. When you want to go with a vision of something, you have to get that change. It has to be a consistent battering away at it again and again and again until you can get it right. And that's just the formula for me. We're not another club that chops and changes managers. Like, we're not like that for me. We've reaped our biggest rewards when we've stuck with an idea and honed in on it and purchased the best talent and kept working on it and got some real leaders like a Roy Keane.
But that's one time though. That's one anomaly. It's an anomaly, really. Let's be honest. Fergie was an anomaly. Yes or no? Like, we are a sacking club. We are. We've shown it. So, like, we've sacked 7 managers, haven't we? 7 different managers we've sacked.
And that's post Fergie is what we're saying, yeah?
Yeah, post Fergie, yeah.
So look at that. So look at the formula. we had okay. What's our next after that? What's our next biggest success? Like, do you get when did we reap the biggest rewards of trophies? Post Fergie, pre Fergie. Sorry.
I mean, we've got trophies under Van Gaal. We've got trophies under Mourinho. We've got trophies.
We saying pre Ferguson. We sacked a bag of money managers between Busby and Ferguson as well.
Yeah, we sacked a lot. You sacked a lot of managers.
You know, but that's perfect. What I'm saying, Rance. Busby was the last one where it's like a dynasty, and where we still speak about a manager on the seat and him cultivating trophies over a period of time. That's what we are. That's our
but that's not what we. But we don't need to be that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Mandem getting emotional about shit that happened before all of us were even, bro, before my dad was born, and that. Who cares about that? Like, bro, I'll be real. Do you know what I mean? That's like me, bro. I don't hear Liverpool fans. No, but bro, I don't hear Liverpool fans still talking about Shankly and them, man, bro. I don't, innit? So I don't really want to hear nothing. So you know what I mean, bro? There's no room for sentiment, bro. At the end of the day,
they do though. But they do though. Liverpool fans do talk about Shankly. They talk about him.
No, bro. The Liverpool fans I know, my age, they ain't talking about that shit, bro. You know the ones
Liverpool fans I know do talk about Shankly.
They don't, bro. The Liverpool man I know, and I know Liverpool fans in Liverpool, in London, in wherever, blood. They could be in Jamaica. Then, bruv, they're not talking to me about fucking Shankly, mate.
Okay, well, okay, let's park that there though. But again, it's like I said, it's not the emotion, Rance. You're missing the point.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that some of the
it is emotion.
Hold on,
it is emotion because you're saying we're not
some of them are talking about it.
You do sack managers.
I challenged the dressing room early on.
No, but
okay, Rad, listen, do you trust this man to sack the right guy and then to bring a new guy in?
Hold on,
Go on, Marcel.
Hold on, Nerden. Yeah. So it is the emotion as well. It's everything. The club is everything. If you want, you can broaden it as big as you want, Rants. But what I'm trying to say is the formula. And so would and forget
the formulas change over the years, bro. Football is not what football was, bro. Like,
let me land it.
The formula's not the same.
Yeah, Rants, let him run.
Let me land it though, Rants. That's the problem. The formula is not the same. And I'm saying Park Shankly. But I'm saying then the Liverpool fans that you know will mention Klopp and his dynasty. They were gonna mention.
Yeah, but Klopp was the other day, blood.
No, but Sir Alex Ferguson was the other day.
No, it wasn't. It was over 10 years ago. Like, bro, you're saying let me land, bro, but bro, you're landing the plane in the Pacific Ocean, bro.
I don't think so.
Brother, I'm telling you, listen.
In the pudding of having a manager there,
it's okay to acknowledge, it's okay to acknowledge your past, Brother, it's okay to acknowledge your past, Brother, it's okay to acknowledge your past, but when you're so stuck on the fucking past, that you're not moving forward, bro. It don't make no sense, bro. Like, when you're driving your fucking car, you're not looking in the rearview mirror because you'll crash the whip, bro. Like, why are you talking about what man used to do and what was behind us? It don't make no sense, bro.
Football's changed now.
Football has changed a lot, bro. Like, from Ferguson's times, and that was only over a decade ago. Let alone going back all the way back to flipping 60 years ago, bro.
What am I trying to say about
what worked 60 years ago, bro? What worked 6 years ago won't even work now, bro. Like, football's ever changing. So why are we looking back there?
Marcel, what's your point?
What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say about Ferguson's era, Rants?
You're saying we're not a team that sacks managers. I'm saying we are.
No, that was the little.
But that was the start of your point, though. That was the start of your point.
That was the start of your point. I don't care about the rest of it.
It was the start of your point, though.
No,
he said we're not sacking managers.
No. I'm so used to jumping to different points. You don't think that's where it started. I'm telling you where it started.
Okay, go ahead.
It wasn't the start of the point, Saeed. I had a lot more of a bit before to come and say that we're not a sacking club. Do you get it? I'm saying we build dynasties. That's what I'm saying. That's when we've been most successful, bro. So get that out of your head that was the original point.
But that was an anomaly in terms of Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
No, because then I went to Sir Matt. No, because then I went to Sir Baz.
Yeah, but look how far.
Look at the time frame. Look at the time frame.
Then hold on, side. Then we've gone Shankly, and then we've gone Klopp. And then now I'm saying to you, Pep's built a dynasty. Now I'm saying to you, Arsene Wenger's built a dynasty.
Yeah, but it might change, Saeed.
Hold on, Liam. The success comes from battering away consistently at your style of play and getting quality humans to go and enact that style of play.
But Marcel, isn't the problem with our club?
Well, Arteta's building a dynasty right now, bro. 6 years at Arsenal, and in them 6 years, we've won more trophies than it. So,
Yes,
bro,
but-
like time don't
yes, but-
equal dynasty, bruv.
But Marcel,
Yeah,
isn't this
but
part of the
both
problem
them,
though?
But who's closer to getting a Premier League title, Rance?
Right now, I can't
Really
lie to
us,
you.
blood. That's how bad
Yeah,
it is.
probably.
Yo,
Really
listen,
shit.
At 15th, I know it's a joke.
bruv,
The joke.
bruv,
You guys
we
are going
can
to use
be
the laugh.
16th.
You guys
Bro,
are going to
listen,
use the laugh because
they're
we should use
rubbish,
the pride.
man. Do you know what I
You get
mean?
it?
You're saying who's closer. That's crazy.
Yeah, that I swear
Like,
down
bro,
right now. It
bro,
don't mean
who's
anything.
closer to France? Yeah, me in London or Saeed in Manchester? It don't matter. We're both far away.
But nobody wants to win France. Do you get it?
Brother, listen, it's crazy.
Nobody wants to win France. So
Marcel,
that's
let me
not
ask you something,
affirmative
yeah?
to what I'm saying.
Like,
We
Marcel's
want to
killing me,
win
man.
something. We want to win something, and the planogram to do it has been consistency in the vision of the manager. It's really simple. It's
No,
not.
but yours is
Can I
blind
ask you
faith, though.
something?
No matter
Marcel,
what.
can I? Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, go on, Leon. You
Isn't
come
the
in.
big up the Mandem as well, man? Do you know what I mean? Big up as well.
This is hilarious, man. This
Isn't the
comment.
problem? Isn't the problem with that mindset why we're in this position now? Because people are so clung on to the past that we don't want to evolve the football because football's changed. I'm not saying, Marcel, I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that sticking with a process because you preach about process is the key to Man United's success.
That's so condescending because it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we've
I'm not even being
garnered
condescending
success.
because that's what you spoke about
we've
Mandem talk for a while.
success.
Process.
I've said we've garnered success from that formula, and the proof is in the pudding because the last managers we've been doing the second culture and we haven't garnered success from
No,
that
we
very
won,
process.
we still won trophies
that
by
you're
stacking
preaching,
managers, bro.
We
We
haven't
won more
done-
trophies stacking managers than teams that haven't sacked managers. I just gave you an example.
Yeah.
So what if?
I missed,
What
sorry,
if the
I
new
missed that. Go on,
formula?
Rad.
Huh?
We were talking over each
We
other. Say
we
that.
won more trophies, yeah, than teams that haven't sacked their managers in the same time. I just gave you the example.
Yeah, and that's France. These are France trophies. I want Brazil, nice cabana.
Nah, bro,
sexy
listen, I'll be
trophy.
real, yeah. I'll be real. Nah.
Premier League and Champions League. So the aura and the energy that you do to
Aye.
move these things, right,
It's
is
wild,
different.
man.
And we have a planogram that gets you Brazilian baddie trophies. It's different. Forget France trophies, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell, Mandem. The planogram for Brazil trophy is the
He's
consistency.
killing me, man. I swear that, man. Protect Marcelo at all costs, man. Man said France trophies, you know, like, what would like? I get what you're trying to say.
I'm using his analogy. You lot are just missing the word.
No, no,
Yeah, but you know what? You know what you're missing. So you know what you're
That's
missing,
all it
Marcel.
is.
It might be our formula. Might be. We don't know what the formula will be. The future will tell. But our formula might be that we build a club and we sign players that fit many different systems, and managers come in every 2 to 3 years and continue to win. When they drop off, we get somebody else that's new, smart,
Right.
manage the players right, can win trophies. It might not be some guy comes in for 10 years. I don't think that's what football is anymore. I think if you get a guy for as long as Pep's been there, you've been lucky. I don't think that's. I think if a manager's there for 3-4 years, you're lucky in this day and age of football. Like you can chop and change depending. It's like, do you know what it is, Marcel? It's like being in a business, yeah.
I need to let you speak, so go on.
No, but here's the thing. It's like being in a business. I'm nearly done, actually. It's like being in a business and sticking with something for the sake of sticking with sake. You might have certain decisions with a business where you go, do you know what? We just need to evolve and change this after a year. You might have other things where we go, no, we're going to leave this for longer. I don't think there's like, I know what you're saying, but I just don't think that in the world of football right now, I just don't think that's where it's going.
No, because, okay, so we said 10 years ago, if you just go back 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you have people that are leading the Premier League that understand what I'm saying. Do you get it? Pep, Klopp, Arteta. These are the ones that are finishing first, second, third. Not your Mr. Change, not your France, not the people that are chasing France trophies. They have a formula to chase the Brazilian trophies because they have that dynasty and consistency mindset, bro. I don't know where Mandem are missing it.
Trophies as well. There's also that argument that time does it equate to the Brazil trophies as we're talking about.
It doesn't. You have to look at it holistically. Yeah, you're comparing Manchester City, a club here that was winning trophies, yeah, even before Pep came in.
Yeah,
and bro,
them,
exactly. Mancini won trophies, and then on top of that, yeah, them man have a structure there that we've only just started to try and build, and they've had that shit there from the jump, yeah. And then they've got one of the best coaches in the world as well, blood. It's the accumulative effect of having all your eggs in a row, blood. Do you know what I mean? We never had that shit. We never had that shit. Do you know what I mean? So and we still don't have that shit. We've still got a club that's not being run optimally. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we have a squad that's not optimal. We have a manager that we don't know how good he is. Do you know what I mean? There's more questions than answers at this club. So in this time, you can't compare us to Arsenal, City, and Liverpool off the field. You can't compare us to them. Like, you can't. Do you know what I mean? So saying it worked for them, yeah, you're not taking into account all the stuff that they've got together off the field that we don't have. It's not necessarily just the coaches. And also, like, Klopp and Pep, yeah, are two of the best coaches, yeah, of, well, not even the same generation, because arguably Pep's the generation before, but they're two of the best coaches in football in the last decade, bro. Ruben Amorim has yet to prove that he's that as well, blood. So none of it's comparable.
So I'm not comparing Ruben Amorim, that's been here for 2 seconds, to Pep, Klopp, and their boards and stuff. I'm saying Ferguson had a boardroom, lots of money, plastic money, fake money, but lots of money, and a man that he trusts, David Gill. Like he had people and a structure. He did.
But Klopp, he was the structure.
Klopp had a structure. He did. Pep had a structure. He did. Like this is how they garnered the Brazilian trophies, guys. It really is. So now Amorim walked into the door. We're starting to align things. He needs to now have the time to build what he's trying to build. It's not difficult maths. What am I saying that's wrong?
I feel like you always give them time even when they don't
also
deserve
had
it.
a fucking European Cup, yeah, and so did Pep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we're talking about different levels here, bro. Like everyone talks about Sir Alex Ferguson, yeah, like he was David Moyes, blood. Like, brother. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy had a European trophy, blood. He was one of the most coveted coaches in the whole of football, blood.
Real talk. Yeah.
With an actual CV. Do you know what I mean? Like a solid CV, like, do you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, fam. Do you know what I mean? I think maybe to this day, yeah, a team outside Glasgow still ain't won that fucking league, have they, since him?
No, don't think so. No,
come on, bro.
No,
you see the comment, yeah? You see the comment with you can't just give anyone time. I do hear that, but
you have to earn time, bro.
Ten Hag earn time?
He was given time. He didn't necessarily earn it, though.
No, but he earned time in the first season.
He didn't earn it.
He didn't earn as much time as he got.
He didn't earn as much time as he got, but in his first season, he finished in the top 4.
Yeah, he earned that time.
And he gets it naturally,
so that naturally will give you another season. It will.
Yeah, that's natural.
And now we're 14th. And if we go out of the two cups, yeah, in the next week, yeah, I'm not saying we will, because I don't think we will. But imagine if we get smoked in these next 2 cup games. We're now looking at this season, yeah. We're thirsty now. We got nothing to live for, bruv. Like, it's crazy. I can't lie, bro. That's not earning a summer window to me.
I think
you would sack him.
If we got smoked, if we had nothing to play for, yeah, in the next week because we got smoked out of both cups. I'm not saying sack him now, but I'm saying that I wouldn't keep him.
You couldn't complain if you got sacked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You couldn't complain if you got sacked.
I want to come in here and I want to say
I would complain.
Really?
I would say
I respect that you're consistent with your complaints.
I would say that I still wouldn't sack him, actually. I still wouldn't say, even if we get kicked out of the cup competition.
That's your own opinion, though, isn't it? That's your own.
So, and let me break down why I would prefer Man United to not sack him as well. And maybe Marcel is articulating some things, but this France and Brazil thing is just is Ryanair my brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing is the squad by default need to get new players in, whether we like it or not. Whether whoever manager comes in, that's one. Number two, I do not want Ineos at any cost to sign players specifically for Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, real talk.
Whether we get Ancelotti in that seat, Zidane in that seat.
Yeah, but Faz, he needs his own players. That's what they're saying.
No, I'm not going to agree with that. And I don't co-sign that at all. He needs players because Man United need players. Because Man United has done with Christian Eriksen, respectfully. Man United are done with Casemiro, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount. Manchester United as an organization and fan base are done with these players. So whoever's in that seat will need players in those positions. We're done with Anthony. We're done with Sanch, Malacia, Rashford. And those players need to be replaced. Maybe the same quality, maybe players that can potentially become their quality or more. Do you know what I'm saying? Players like, for example, Dalot needs competition or replacing as well. You know, if he's not proving his ability by default, whoever comes in. I want Ineos to show how they are able to attack the market, to build a squad where if Ruben is failing next season, we can go and get another manager, and we still have good quality players. We still have players.
You're 100% correct. What I would put to you, Faz,
have.
is if they need to show that they can bring in a squad, does the manager not need to show that he can use players that aren't exactly to his liking?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yes. Now I will give you the example. I'll give you is, for example,
has he done that in your opinion?
In aspects, yes, in aspects, and I'll tell you how. For example, when Dogu came in, his first initial entrance into the team was totally wrong and misprofiled. Put him on the right side when he should be on the left side. Yes, the manager made the mistake. He then rectified it by putting him on the left. I still wasn't convinced how Dogu adds anything different. But yesterday's game, as much as I didn't enjoy the game, I saw what Dogu adds to this team and what the managers asked them to do. I remember just 2 games ago when Garnacho was not passing the ball to Dogu, and I was taking this up with you in the Red Talk we do on Mondays. Yesterday, I saw first time passing to Dogu. I saw first time crosses in the box. Now I'm starting to see little bits, and I'm saying the manager's getting through to this new player who Ineos have brought in for this position. And if we keep giving him small bits of players, which we have to get anyways, we will be better off. We'd be better off instead of, again, no disrespect, we'd be better off if we had someone like just a random name, João Felix, ex-player, instead of Christian Eriksen coming on in the last 10 minutes of the game. It's just better for the team because he's young player, better quality. All these little bits will add up for him to show what he can do. If by game week 7 to 10 he's not able to get results, and most importantly in the preseason, if he's not able to show the football.
Hey, Faz, you're spot on. But what you're saying is, in short, that better players, if you give him better players, will be better. But that's the same with any fucking.
No, but should be better with.
Sorry, Rance. What you're trying to do, you're trying to corner me. Man United.
I'm not cornering you. You said that if we keep giving him better players, then we'll be a better team. But that's common sense.
Well, that's why we don't sack him after the summer, regardless of whatever. Because Manchester United, I would rather save the money of sacking him and get better players. Because if he actually is a novice and he proves it, I will hold my hands up and say, you know what, fair enough, wash my hands, it's all right. But then I can look forward to the next manager who can get more out of this, the new players, by the way. Right now, when Ruben came in, brother, we're arguing about
man,
Anthony.
turn off your camera, bro. They knew what it was.
Hold on, I'm pretty fast, man. The whole thing is overheating. When we brought in Ruben Amorim, people are trying to people like Musa are making a case about Anthony. Like we haven't seen Anthony under his own stepdad and do fuck all. People are making a case for Malacia, who's been a ghost. People are making a case for Rashford, who's played for a decade for Man United, and they're making a new case. I'm tired. I want to see players who can add quality to the team by default. You know, the players who can carry in a game with or without the manager's instructions. Some crunch time, they have individual ability. That's what I want to see. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I can say, Ruben, see you later if you're not doing well. A new manager, I still have my Dogus, my Mazraouis, my Lenny Euros.
Yeah, you can use them in different systems.
I can rely on.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, but I get that. But I think the main thing is, guys, that we have to stress is that the manager still has to show us as well.
He does still have to show us.
He does. We can't just let this slide. I feel like more people are slipping in terms of like, next season. Like,
the standards are in the bin.
Because they're used to the old regime, man. Just see it out for seeing it out's sake. Do you know what I mean?
You don't have to be. You don't have to say manager up to hold a manager accountable. Like, can we not just have a conversation about the manager?
100%.
I feel like it's like
because none of us with that view, none of us are disregarding that the manager needs more players, but you cannot have a club where the manager just goes, I can't. Like, you can't walk into a workplace and say, I can't work with anything here until I get what I want. They're like, see you later, mate. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that. You have to work with what you've got first. Like, so.
I think he is doing that.
I think he is, Marcel. But there's everybody in the chat here knows. I was talking to Flawless about this the other day, We're 9 points away from, I think it was 10th or something like that,
top half of the
10th
table,
is 4 points away from 4th or something like that. So it's just very small,
Criminal, man.
It's like, we could be 10th right now if he'd have got 3 more wins. And we can't turn around right now with the fixtures that we've played and say we deserve to win 3 more games. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I can't fight a case for Amorim to say you deserve to win them 3. I can't. But 3 wins means we're 10th. And somebody put in the chat, what's the difference between 15th and 10th? But I'm like, that would show me more of what he's building if he's within 4 to 6 points away from 6th or something like that, rather than right now, I can't fight for a minute. Like, we're scraping games. Like,
it will show you more of his winning acumen. It won't show you more. Like, it's already showing you what he's trying to do. He's already doing that. No matter, he can play another 50 more games and it will be still what he's trying to do. The only difference between 10th and 5th is the ability to win matches, which, by the way, has a lot of onus on players and humans enacting what he wants.
However, just on that point, and sorry to cut you in, Rant said a few streams ago that he's playing an over defensively team, which is not helping him get the probabilities of them. So it's a mixture of him and it's a mixture of the players, but I can't just disregard the decisions that he's making. But carry on, sorry.
We've never gone to that vein. We've never disregarded it. That's why when people are saying accountable, it's like, to what degree? Faz has already outlaid it. We already know the acumen of these players. We already know their ability is 10th, 8th. Mess, not 1st, 2nd, or 3rd is what we care about. Not Champions League winners, what we care about. We know that already about these humans. So we've given a manager humans that we know are not any good. So then what was you expecting? What we should be expecting is the difference, the lessons from the last manager. He couldn't articulate himself well enough. He couldn't be consistent with his style of play. This manager's ticking these boxes. What do you want? Is the question.
I want better performances, which I think Nuruddin spoke about quite a lot. I want to see
that comes from better humans playing it in the right, enacting what he wants.
Yeah, but you know the problem that I've got is though, I don't really see an excuse for this manager with these set of players to play 10 games and me to not see in 6 of those games for 60 minutes something. I don't. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not seeing enough.
I think you have. You just haven't seen wins, which builds confidence, which builds bravery, like Bruno said, which builds attitude in everyone involved with the win. So, I mean,
what do you man think? Do you man think that you have seen that? The man don't think they have seen that.
I've not seen enough. Let me bring Adam involved. Big up to Adam joining us.
Yesterday we scored 3 set pieces. Didn't create anything from open play. Yes, we had 1 less player, yeah, but even when it was 11v11, we looked super comfortable just keeping the ball for the sake of keeping the ball, but we never looked like scoring.
Yeah,
like that was it. Like, do you know what I mean? I like seeing 65% possession, 70%. It's nice, isn't it? But I never feel like we're gonna score goals. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't really mean anything. Like that. That's the honest truth. Nuruddin, jump in, bro.
Is that on the manager or is that on Rasmus Hojlund? Where the ball gets squared to him, he's looking at an open goal. He decides to dummy it to the opposition and not the team.
That single action is not on him. No, that single action.
Then he keeps playing him.
Okay, so
well, you know what? Can I drop into
percentages on things? But I'd say the percentage is heavier on the players, guys.
I understand. Just before he comes in, Adam, how you feeling after the weekend? I know you predicted the Biterbiev to win, man.
I predicted Biterbiev, but I like them both.
You need to fix up, Adam. Stop asking Twitter how Man United played.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
This guy goes on Twitter and said, "Oh, I heard Garnacho walked off. Oh, everything okay?" What do you think you're gonna get response?
Because I did not want to watch it again. I had recorded it. I did not want to go through it.
Yeah.
Just going back, Saeed, to the conversation, I struggle to see the consistency with your thought process, Marcel, to be honest. Because just if I put out like the information out there, you were the one to defend Ten Hag until the very end. And the squad as it currently is how it is by design. And if Ten Hag was in a job today, he could pick almost his favorite starting 11. Like with a very few minor changes for injury, like Martinez, for example. So you could have Ugarte, who's there before. You could have Eriksen, Casemiro, his signings. Bruno, his captain. You could have, just before Marcus Rashford left, he could have played Rashford, Garnacho, Rasmus Hojlund, Dalot, all of those players he wanted to play. So the squad is how it is by design because the previous manager left it that way. And you defended the manager to the very end. I wanted Ten Hag sacked for 2 years. But you can't say you wanted him to stay. And he picked that formation and bought those players and now put the blame on the players. And you put the blame on the players before and now. It doesn't make sense. Which one is it? Because you can't at the same time want Ten Hag to stay. And he picked and decided to play those players and say it's the players' fault. You can't tell me that the players are responsible for most of it and tell me that Bruno is an essential part of this team and he's a key figure in the dressing room. You can't have that. Do you want more quality or do you not want more quality? Because now it seems to me, and another thing, you know why? Because my problem is, and I'm not like saying this as like an insult or whatever. Sometimes it feels to me as you're not really consistent in the way you're thinking. And one of the the best cues for that for me is you can't make a precise, concise point shortly. There is always a lot of things being said, so we can never grasp the idea of what you're saying. I need you to be more concise with it, so I can actually get to the point of what you're saying. It's basically like when you are writing, it's very well known, it's a rule. Each paragraph has one idea. I want you to give me an idea per paragraph. That's what I want you to do. Because at the moment, it's the players, it's the manager, it's this, it's that. I don't want Amorim sacked, but Amorim is not doing a very good job, is he? And look, and then like the previous Mandem talk, you talk about the profile players. I hear the player profile thing, but Amorim's biggest weakness so far for me is profiling players. So we are not going to like. Do you see? Like it's a bit ticky here.
I think you probably misquoted me saying that I want Ten Hag to stay, and I've never said that.
Well,
so maybe everything that you're saying is like just coalescing everyone that's viewing this.
But you did want to
never said that. No, but so firstly, I didn't back him to the very end. I had at some point there was a line, and I
maybe 2 weeks.
Saeed,
brother, you was on the show. You said I back him. Yeah, so you want him sacked, and then a week later, I think did we not win? And then he said, "Yo, I'm back to Ten Hag in." Like Marcel, you literally went back on your word, bro. So you were Ten Hag in from the get go.
I was Ten Hag in from the get go. You mean? But I flip-flopped at the end. I flip-flopped at the end, and Ineos kind of decided to pull the plug anyway. But what the point that I was never wanting Ten Hag to stay. I don't know where that narrative's coming from. I'm a fully Ruben Amorim in. So that's the wrong.
I remember you went from Eric Ten Hag. You went from Eric Ten Hag in to Eric Ten Hag out, back to in, whilst there was no games in between. I remember.
That's what I'm saying.
There was no game, bro.
Like, I remember still.
It's besides the point.
What does that have to do with wanting once the new manager came in? What does Ten Hag have to do, if anything?
My point is, let me just put it differently. You didn't want Ten Hag to stay now that we know that Amorim is there. But 2 weeks before Ten Hag was sacked, you were still defending him. Like you came on the show with a suit, man. Like
that was not 2 weeks before. That was months.
No, the suit thing. And you see, you're picking on little things that.
But he's not saying that. He's not saying that you did that 2 weeks before. But the point is, Marcel, you did say you wanted him out, and then you changed your mind, bro.
Yeah, you changed your mind,
and bro, there's demons in the chat that will go get the receipts, bro. Like
they'll
I promise it happened.
I'm not disputing. I've changed my mind. He's saying like my narrative under Ten Hag was the players as well. So I don't understand what he's saying about now about. And even now, I'm saying with the players as well. I've been ultra consistent.
So you missed what I said. I said that you put the blame on the players when Ten Hag was there, but Ten Hag bought off almost all of that team. So that means if you gave Ten Hag more time, he would have bought more players that you would have blamed.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have all of the players.
Makes a fair point.
Firstly, that's wrong. And the quality of the players that Ten Hag was saying, he purchased potential. He mentioned he purchased potential. That's a fact, yeah. So
regardless of the nature of the purchase.
So the players weren't going to be ready, Adam. That's a fact, yeah. And then he mentioned at the beginning of this season that he's not ready. He's not the squad's not ready for a multitude of reasons, injuries, preseason, all these things. So and then before I was blaming the players because we had injuries. There was poor quality of players. They hadn't won things. It's always been the players for me. And then on top of that, the people above Ten Hag weren't purchasing his players that he actually wanted. He actually wanted Kane. He actually wanted the Frankie de Jong. He actually wanted other footballers that he just wasn't able to get.
Yeah, so Frankie de Jong didn't want to play for us, and everyone wanted Harry Kane. Blood. Like, do you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Like, if you believe every manager gets all of his players, you're living in a fantasy that doesn't translate to real life. And
I haven't said that.
Like we were talking earlier.
Don't say that. I haven't said that. I'm just saying, I just mentioned that he didn't get players that he wanted. I haven't said that all managers.
No, but you're insinuating that because no manager gets every player they want.
Exactly. That's what it says. That's what it means, basically. Okay, I'll ask you the question again.
I'm insinuating. I'm not. You lot are interpreting what I'm saying as that, but I'm not insinuating.
Okay. So what did you mean when you said he didn't get his players?
That the players that he wanted were not his first choice players. So I'm complaining about players that when he's talking about enacting his system are not fully his idea of what his system is. He had to make compromises. Casemiro was not. It's never going to fulfill his duty. He had to make a compromise.
So okay, so he didn't get his players, all of them, and you didn't say that all other managers get their players.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Okay, good. So that means it's a level playing field for all managers. No one gets their players.
No,
it level itself out.
Not everyone gets their players. Not everyone.
Yeah, just levels itself out, doesn't it?
There has to be an element of coaching. Nuruddin, let's bring Nuruddin in the conversation. Make sure you lot are liking it. The overall conversation is, Nuruddin, is that you have to work with what you've got to believe you can then, when you get the money, you can then be trusted. That's the whole point of this whole argument, by the way, for those that are just shooting in. But yeah, go on, Nuruddin.
Yeah, big up people, big up all the kings, man. Big up everybody in the chat. You know what? I'm just, you know what? On the honest truth, I'm tired.
Always, bro. Let's go.
Boys, I'm tired. I'm drained. I swear to God, I came out of that stadium and left 10 minutes to go last night. And I was drained. I was drained by it. I'm drained by it. I see my man, like, the crowd, like, first half, you know what I mean, going crazy. The toxicity in the terraces now. I can't tell you guys. Some people are getting it. Diego Dalot, Rasmus Hojlund are getting it. And I'm talking about, I've not heard some of these old school words for a long time. Some words I've not heard for nearly 30 years, 20 odd years. And people are bringing them out. And it's not for me to repeat what I'm hearing, but just the tiredness of it. And then we get the red card. And then we go into survival. And then I see everybody being comfortable with a low mid block. I see everybody being comfortable. I see backs against the wall kind of thing. The crowd up in the air. And then I'm like, I've watched that shit for 12 years except for Van Gaal. I've watched that shit for 12 years. The only one that didn't give me any of that was Van Gaal. That's the only one. So when I hear you say, and I'm not attacking anybody, please do not think I'm attacking. I'm attacking the notions that we think there's a standard. Yo, the people who own us have crushed our standards. People who own us don't give a damn. The people who come in and mismanage the club lost us over 30 million plus within 12 months of being here. Boys, I can't stress this enough. Whether it's Ruben Amorim, and like I said to you, Ruben Amorim wasn't on my vocabulary. He was not. I tell you who was. De Zerbi was. I kept coming on here telling you De Zerbi. I kept saying, De Zerbi might be the guy to lay down the foundations, right? And then we might need to go and get another manager to take us to the Brazilian trophies. Yeah? Same. That's because I was walking. I've just been walking and I heard what you were saying about the Brazilian trophies. So I said we need somebody to come in the house. You know what? Get the foundations, right? Get the foundations leveled. You know, get some young players, hopefully look into our academy, see what's there that can be polished, right? Come in here and just stabilize. Stabilize. Then the fundamentals are down. Then you get the other guy to come in to take us to the challenge. That's what my intentions were. But the biggest thing I said with the guy with the fundamentals, I said, I'm willing to defend you over everything. The only thing I'm not having is that shit football. I'm sick and tired. I can't stress this enough to you guys. I got brethren from all over the world. I got friends in every fucking country. And I'm telling you, their teams, they enjoy watching their teams. How come I get anxiety watching shit week in, week out? And you know what? I was one of those at the end saying, you know what? The build-up is too slow. Get him out of here. Because I was that merchant. Get the ball quickly. You know what, Van Gaal? And that's the one I regret. I regret not being patient. I was wrong about Van Gaal. But every other manager that's been in here, every one of them deserve to get sacked. And if Manchester United were that club, if we were that club, And I mean, if we were that club that was stirred, like stirring people who are at the steering wheel, people look after every aspect of the car. You know, back in the day when you had that one neighbor, he had the banged out Vauxhall or banged out Nissan Micra. But boy, every weekend did he wash that car? Did he look after it? Did he do the oil? Did he just do everything? Did he look sparkling clean? We don't have those type of people owning our football club. So do I blame Amorim? And the sentence is this. Amorim coming in that type of games, if Manchester United were the biggest 8 teams in Europe, possibly the top 10, top 15 clubs in world football, if we were that club, if we were those guys, Amorim would have been done out here by now.
But because we're not.
We're not. So that's the thing. I just want to bring the bit of context to the debate. We're not that club. We're not that club because we've had Glazers and we had Glazonomics and we had Glazer propaganda. We had Manchester United shoved down our throats. We think we're that football club. We've not been that football club for a long time. Nobody in world football can tell me you strip half and rip the heart and soul out of a football club, and then you're willing to rebuild to go back. And the way the statement this weekend came out, where that Omar Bo Potato Barada comes out with, Potato Head comes out with, what he's coming out with, for us to be competitive. Shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody being competitive because you got rid of 400 people, mate, on working class people. That majority, the highest paid must have been on 60 grand. You ain't, that money ain't coming to nobody, right? So the point I just want to make to you guys is that we're not that club. We're not thinking we are. We found our level. We know where we're at. Now, I agree with you guys. The people who are saying that no managers get what they want. But for managers, with all due respect as well, the argument to say managers don't always get what they want. They have to work with what they got. I believe that. But we've only seen the evidence of any of the last 5 years, 6 years, or even 10 years, if you say. There has to be something to be worked with. Yeah. There doesn't have to be the complete picture. There doesn't have to be but there has to be a spine to work with. You have to have a spine to work with that you can build on. There has to be a certain level of foundation. Now, Erik ten Hag, I don't know what he was doing. I genuinely don't know what he was doing. And now you understand and see what the makeup of the squad is, where we are. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm still in awe and shocked that we didn't kick off enough about Mason Mount. But then in our fan base, because we're so big, there's so many people making cases. And you know what? Sometimes, obviously, none of us are robots. Of course, if we hear reasonable arguments, reasonable talking points that make sense, we're like, you know what, actually, maybe I'm a bit too hard. Yeah. But the idea Manchester United signed him. I rang the alarm about Onana. I told everybody, never buy a player. All the United fans have seen him for one game. I was watching Onana Ajax. I was seeing what happened to his band. I was with that story. I was following it closely. And I also know Inzaghi. I don't know what he was on, that phase of Inter Milan, how they were playing it out, he had to just punch that ball into the halfway line, and then they were there to pick it up. And I was saying, we don't have those players. Now, I'm not defending that De Gea should have stayed. No, I'm not defending that. De Gea
two things to be right, man.
Yeah, no, De Gea had to go, right? We understood that. Everybody understood that. But the point is that I now look at, I can't sleep sometimes at night and I'm thinking 110 million for both Onana and Mason Mount. One that's played how many minutes since he's been here for United? How many minutes Mason Mount played? And how many mistakes do you have to see from Onana for you to realize man's done out here? Facts. So at the end of the day, for me, I almost feel like in our fan base as well, that we are always on the manager or the coach's necks. because we feel powerless to get to the Glazers and Ineos now. And I just want people to think, I don't blame Amorim. Amorim is a 40-year-old. He's younger than me. My guy doesn't know. I know more about Manchester United than Amorim will ever do in his life. He ain't a United fan. He's not studying Manchester United. I know more about the shitty players, the player profiles, than he does. And I'm a guy who's got 2 coaching badges that I live in South Central Manchester. What does that say? So when we're all jumping on him saying he should be doing this, he's been here for 3 months. I blame the people who bought him in and put him in that position. And now they can't afford to sack him. If you hear what they're saying, if you take face value of what they say, they can't not afford to sack him. So we've got to. But last night, coming back from that stadium, I've wrote off the season. They finally got me. But I feel like you, man, are still fighting for the season. I'm done. I'm done. In terms of energy, in terms of anything else, I'm done, because the only thing that I saw last night was that once we went to 10 men, back against the wall, low block, and everybody looked comfortable. Everybody looked comfortable. Everybody looked busy. Everybody was giving everything. And when we tried to play football that the coach wants us to play, we look like worse than the Sunday League team. So this is where we're at, people. That's my 2 pence. Thank you for not interrupting me. Love.
Is that concise, Adam?
Right, Adam. You just gotta listen. You just gotta listen. There waiting and plotting the whole time.
Well, I have a few comebacks and a few things I disagree with. That's fine. That's just
you just gotta listen. That's all it is, bro.
I agree with the last thing. Yeah, as soon as they stopped listening to him and just done what they were comfortable doing, they look comfortable. I hear it.
Yeah.
But I've been saying the times where we have looked good is because the players just doing their own thing, blood. Like, do you know what I mean? They just,
you know what?
Is what it is.
You know what?
They structured themselves in a 5-3-1 deliberately. The managers told them to do that because they've got the lack of player. So they didn't stop listening to them.
They was in survival mode. It don't matter. Naturally, yeah, when you go down to 10 men, you go into survival mode. Like you do. Like most teams do, unless it's Ange Postecoglou and he says, nah, stay on the halfway line. Naturally, the players want to drop off in it. Unless they're really told not to, they're going to do that anyway, bro. Every team does it, bro. Like no team's really special. Unless the manager's saying, stay on the fucking halfway line, naturally, they do that. It's just like naturally, when you're protecting a lead and the manager takes off your striker and puts on another defender, you drop 10 yards because that's the human brain says, yo, we're protecting something. So Man United said, yo, we're protecting something, and they protected it. Like Ipswich never looked like scoring yesterday. Not at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? We look very comfortable because we're comfortable playing that way. Harry Maguire, they're lit. Bro, them man look solid. There were no space behind. So, like, because there's no space. And even the manager said it. He said, yo, they look so much more comfortable when there's no space. But he wants them to play higher up. But the profiles he has don't suit the football he's trying to play. They don't. And he knows that. And he's still trying to play that football regardless. So when we're losing, man can't say that we don't know why we're losing. We know why.
Yeah. You know as well. I want to echo that point in terms of I think we're too defensive, man. I think ultimately Amorim, the way we set up at the start of the game, bro. Amasa, even you can see it, man. It's very, very much a case of why are we respecting the opposition for too much? Like it gets to a point now where it's like, bro, like you can't keep doing this, bro. Leicester game, Everton game, this game here last night. This is Ipswich, man. And if we can't deal with Ipswich here, then broski, what are we doing here, man? Like this it's not good enough, man. And you have to have the standards for me. You have to still call it out without going to the extreme of saying, sack the manager. All we're doing is, please hold the manager accountable, hold players accountable, hold the club accountable, every single level. That's it. On the football level, I'm gonna hold the manager accountable. Where Nouri's coming from, Ineos, you hold them accountable. But I just think for me, when I watch United, I'm like, I'm not inspired, man. I'll be real with you. I'm not inspired from what I see.
I agree. And so my question would be, if everyone's listening to it, is what could he have done differently in that Ipswich game? Because I agree with you. And at the top of this discussion, because it's like everyone's missing what I'm saying. I said he needs to be more brave or gamble more. So I'm saying you need 2 strikers. I'll over exaggerate the point to make the point. You need 2 strikers as your wing backs. Do you get it? Man, that are only obsessed with going that way. You do, but he's being conservative right now because he doesn't have the humans that can do even the basic 1-2-3 in wing backs. So let's just do the defending and have bodies in and around here right now and try and shore it up. And even then at that level, they're not at the level at first, second, or third position Champions League winner. They're not at that level. So you're getting this nervousness when the demand is these certain roles and attributes that he's given out to people that just can't do it. So with that all being said, for me, who out of the 25-man squad, bare man injured, who would you have played as your wing backs?
No, it's not. It's about our approach. It's not the okay. I'll have personality.
The approach is given by the fact that you play two strikers as wing backs because they're now approaching like, listen, anytime I see a 10-yard sniff of space, I'm running into it and I'm carrying the ball, or I'm trying to put in a cross. The approach comes from the humans because the position, the human is an attacking one.
Can you say players, bro?
Players.
But you see what now? But my thing is, if you're saying that if you're saying to Rance, or it ain't the players just doing their thing, do whatever, yeah. But then you're saying the manager installs or says a set of instructions. Right, this is how we're gonna play. This is what we're trying to do. I think for me, because I've seen it, and Faz will say it to you as well. There's a lot of like, yo, let's keep the ball, let's be calm, let's not do anything crazy, and let's not, gun ho. I think at home that's the wrong message. I see it all the time. You go to the stadium. For me, it's too passive. It's too safe. You need to go on the front foot. You have to. You can't be at home as well. For me, I find it very negative at home. Away from home, maybe you can apply that little mid block or low block and then go ahead. But at home, you should be on the front foot. We've seen it. Palace, Brighton. You tell me one game, at home where you've seen the team play on the front foot at home. Please tell me, Martin.
You know what, Saeed? You know what, Saeed? The thing is, if you're a centre back or a defensive player or a midfield player, and you have Bruno, Garnacho, and Hojlund in front, you will have to be careful. You can't actually push that high because those three elements are just chaos and randomness. So if I'm Matthias De Ligt, if I'm Ugarte, if I'm Casemiro, Bruno's supposed to play next to me, and then I'm trying to pick a pass and he's nowhere near me. I'll have to be more careful. I have to be just logically. So you can't fight that instinct. And that instinct needs to be like you fight your instincts when you are we have trust in the players around you. It's like when when you go diving into something, for example, you're safe because your instinct tells you not to dive because it's high or whatever, or it's dangerous. The same thing happens with those players. If you have Bruno, you got Garnacho who can't control the ball, Rasmus who's just not there. What are you going to do? Another thing that annoys me really, very much so as well, we stopped improving with Amorim from the moment he stopped rotating players. From the moment he arrived until January, he was rotating a lot. It looked a bit more convincing and encouraging, and there were more signs. And he started to settle on a team, and ever since he started settling on that team, it hasn't been improving at the same pace. If anything, it's been regressing, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And there's players obviously in there like Rasmus Hojlund, man. I don't know. For me, he's a lost cause for me, man. Rasmus Hojlund, man. I think we pack it in the summer, and I'm done with that, brother, bro. I think, we gave a lot of, this idea. And again, on Monday, we were having a conversation, me, Nuruddin, and Musa, and we'll talk about development. There ain't no development with Hojlund, man.
He's not showing.
Sorry, man. It's not a development issue for me. It's just a clear lack of quality, and his ability isn't there, guys, man. We have to just say it as it is, bro. You know what I mean? And for me, young strikers, they don't perform here. Yeah, the bigger picture. We could talk about that for every player. But this idea that you want to get rid of Onana and whatever and this and that is not good enough. Same logic has to be applied to Hojlund, man. He's a striker. He is scoring goals. And we actually look, when he's on the pitch, we're 10 men.
We're playing with 10 men. You know what it is for me as well? It's like I'm answering to Marcus Earl's thing about what can the manager do differently. I don't think it's always in game. Yeah, I think it's leading up to the game as well, because you can build momentum 3, 4, 5 games leading up to getting a win. You can build momentum 3, 4 games up to getting a result against a big team. Do you know what I mean? We have the habit of I think he's fell into the habit again of not building that. There's many decisions that he could have made to solidify this squad with selection, to solidify this squad with substitutions and rotation, because we're seeing him doing silly things like bringing players on for 5 minutes at the end. Like, what momentum are you going to build within your
Yeah,
squad
but
if you
that's
don't
not silly,
give them
that's
half an
common.
hour?
We get
That's
nothing
common
out of
football.
those
That's
injury
not
time
true.
substitutions.
It doesn't make
like-
any sense. Like, you're telling me you couldn't play Casemiro half an hour before the end of a game, and then he goes and plays well the next game, and you can't tweak it around a little bit or bring a youth player in here for 20 minutes, and it's just too. I don't know. It's too scared. I don't know. That's how I
Yeah,
look at it.
but he has rectified a lot of his mistakes that he's made. Some mistakes took him longer to rectify to get to, but he has done it. You can't deny that. With Eric,
I
you
just
just
don't
never
see-
saw a change.
Yeah, I just don't see anything for me that, like, and I'm not saying, look, I would give him next season. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're not gonna, if they said to us right now, yo, you have to change, I don't know, temporary manager Tuchel or something. I don't know really, but like, if he got sacked tomorrow, I just couldn't argue his case from what I've seen. That's where I'm at in it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what?
Yeah.
Like if I don't want him sacked, I think he needs. I don't think we are improving.
I would
in
like
these
to see the process though, Adam. Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah.
the process a little bit more, but yeah.
But like there is like we are still the jury's still out for this new ownership. I'm not very optimistic, and the jury's still out for the manager. So we need to know who comes the summer, are those two entities interacting and communicating well?
Yeah.
If does like the players that Amorim wants, the priorities for Amorim as players, do they reflect what the board wants and see as well? If they communicate well and they go for the players that I believe and most of us believe are priorities, I'll say fine. But then in September, October, I need to see it. Because if you're telling me he's planning for next season with Bruno as a starter, or he prioritizes positions that I don't think he needs to prioritize, at the end of September, I'll just have to say, get rid of him. Because you had time to make plans and you'd make the wrong plans. So that means if you give you more time, you're going to make more bad plans. So like I think we're going to get like the end of September, October. I think it's the time where I say, you know what? Given like the rumors and the signings and the priorities during the summer and what we've got doesn't make sense to me, and it's not improving. If it improves, then fine. I'm not going to complain. But if it doesn't, that means something is very, very off at many levels.
And we also, Adam, have to be careful. Like Faz made a really good point earlier. We can't just sign his players in the summer. We have to sign ones that are going to outlive him as well. Like maybe find the balance.
I don't know, man. I don't know about.
I'm not keen on all of that. All them resources.
Man. What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean you don't know about Osimhen?
I don't know about Osimhen. Like,
Who do you know about?
Listen, for me, it's about understanding what we are as a football team, innit? And there's a lot of things about Osimhen's game that I'm not really particularly too keen on. And I also think there's a lot of things that he needs in the team. The service that's going to need to be required for him. Like, listen, he also misses a lot of big chances that I don't necessarily, for me.
Strikers miss chances.
Faz, is that your guy, yeah?
Strikers miss chances. They're supposed to.
They do miss chances. But I don't know. I just think for me, it's
That's
like
how it is, bro. They miss chances.
I'm not really too like we're focused too much on the striker for me, man. I think there's so much in the team that we need to sort out.
We need to build this team,
build a team first,
goalkeeper, and moving up the pitch, bro. The strikers, the icing on the cake, bro. Like we're not even creating enough chances to say that strikers gonna change anything. If we had fucking Erling up front, against Ipswich, we still wouldn't have scored. We wouldn't have scored, bro. So I don't know why man are going on like we're not scoring because of the strikers. Like the honest truth is, we're not scoring because structurally the team doesn't create anywhere near as enough chances, and it's multi-layered, bruv. We're too defensive. This manager plays two defensive wing backs for the most part, and we're going to be back to that now that Dorgu's been sent off. So we're playing 3 centre backs, 2 defensive wing backs, and Ugarte, that literally gets a nosebleed when he crosses the halfway line, Like he scored a good goal the other day, but let's not pretend that this guy is good on the ball because he's awful. So that's already 6 players, that aren't really going to contribute to the attacking side of the game. So if you've got only 4 players in the team, that can contribute to attacking, you're not going to score goals, bro. That's just basic math, bro. Like, that's just what that is, bruv. Even our last game,
I've been saying this.
The 2 goal scorers were our centre backs, bruv. Our attackers didn't score.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
We're relying on goals.
I asked before, and I'll ask to you again. What would have been your 11? Because that's where we're at with it. I'm saying at the top of everything, you need to be more brave.
I'm not talking about an isolated incident. No, but bro, I'm not talking about isolated incident because, like you said, for instance, my biggest issue with this manager, is his player profiling and his choice of the players he uses in the system, in the positions that he uses them in.
That's what I'm asking you, bro.
Because my thing is, when I'm looking at this Manchester United team that he inherited, we've gone and got Dorgu, very good signing. I like everything about how he plays football and his profile. He can play at left back in the forward, he can play left wing back. But Dorgu is left-footed. So was Malacia. He chose to play Dalot instead, bro. And Malacia was always better than Dalot when he played. Do you know what I mean? So if he wanted a left-footed left wing back here, just for balance, profile-wise, Malacia fit better. But he still chose Dalot because Dalot's his guy, bruv. It had nothing to do with profiles.
No, facts. But I mentioned before on the Mandem talk, guys, that it was injuries. Like Malacia is just coming back into the fold.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He wasn't even. He wasn't even playing him into getting match form or anything like that. My point is
into fitness.
My point is be consistent with your profiling of players, bro. Kobe Mino can't be a double pivot player for 3 months and then he's a striker, then he's a 10, then he's a striker. Bro, what is he, bro?
I really think we're missing the predicament that he faces in each individual game. That's why I try to make it
overthinks everything. That's the predicament, bro. That's why he brought in Dorgu and played him on the right in the first game.
The players available for selection game by game have been difficult for him to deal with of late.
Can I just comment?
He made it harder on himself. I think he made it harder on himself than he needed to do. And from what I saw so far of Amorim, I think he's good at reading the situation from far, but he's bad at reading it from up close. So he has, like, when you look at his press conferences, he says things that make sense to us. Like the first thing he said when he first arrived about losing possession too quickly, not keeping the ball enough. Bruno not being able to play with his back to goal and being able to play a bit better when he's deeper. Bruno releasing the ball too quickly or stuff like you can see that, like the global perspective, he gets it right more often than not. But when it comes to actually up close decision that are on in the moment or the attributes of a player right there and then, he doesn't get it right. He needs to take a step back all the time. But you need to be able to manage the team at both levels. At the moment, it's not doing it good enough for me.
At the end of the day, every coach comes in, has their favorites. But why is it always the same favorites?
Yeah, I know.
Why do every manager come with the same favorite?
Yeah, I don't know. There must be something, like, I don't know, man. It must be crazy. Like I don't know.
To me, the only other thing is that they must be incredible in training. That's the only thing. And you know what? In football, you would get that. When we play sometimes, I remember we used to go training. Some of the people I played with, they were unbelievable in training. On match day, I'm like, who's this person?
I don't even think it's that, Nuruddin. I think it's a physicality thing, bro. It just so happens that our most technical players, are at the lower end of the physicality. And the players at the higher end of the physicality are the least technical. That's all it is, bro. Because the manager talks about us not keeping the ball enough, but all of the most technical players, he don't play like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then he plays Diego Dalot, who gives it like a hot potato.
Well, exactly. Malacia is better on the ball than Dalot. He is technically he's better, bruv. He holds the ball better.
Hello, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like the thing is, Xerxes playing on a technicality, bro. Like when everyone was available, he wasn't playing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where he's picking the hot potato ballers. Because he'll play Hojlund, Garnacho. You'll play Hojlund, Garnacho, and Bruno as a front three. Like, there's no ball retention. That's turnover city there. Do you know what I'm saying? Them three. Yeah. So when you play the ball into them three, quick turnover, it comes straight back. He's saying we don't keep the ball long enough, but the players that can play possession football, he doesn't favor them in it. So we need to give him. We need to give him way more technical players, whether he likes it or not. I know one of the first things he said as a manager is my team need to run like mad dogs and all that. But most of the time, the players that run like mad dogs ain't good on the ball, mate.
Yeah. But Spartan Lisbon do that, to be fair. They've got technical players. They also run, bro. And for me, the biggest thing I'm thinking about the system, I keep thinking about the system that he wants to play. The three centre halves have to be mobile. They have to want to be able to squeeze the play. They have to go and pretend halfway line and squeeze play. And you have to have one of them that's got pace to recovery when people go in behind. I mean, Honestly,
But
I'm not
he
gonna
did
lie
say
to you.
something about Delete. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
see what
for me,
about Delete.
Delete is struggling, man. Delete
The
can't.
Delete and
Basically,
Maguire.
what we see, Saeed,
I
Delete
don't
can't
think.
play on
I
the
think
left hand
Delete.
side.
I think Delete has been good, bro. I
Yeah,
thought
I
he was
think
good
so.
He can't
yesterday.
play on the left hand side though, bro. He can't play.
No, Lenny Euro's meant to be there. Lenny Euro looks
Yeah.
way more comfortable.
Lenny
than
Euro
him.
look way better.
Yeah.
Lenny
You know
Euro
what I
look-
mean?
Lenny
The
Euro
truth
look
is,
cold.
yeah.
But then, no. He knows that the
He
manager
said
knows
this. He
that,
said this yesterday.
and he doesn't play him. He doesn't play him there. He knows that, and then he still decided to put Delete on the left against Everton. And he was having a nightmare, and he was doing that for the most of the game, and he was having a night. No, change him.
This is
Change
the quote.
him.
That is the quote, and that's what I'm saying. The manager knows, yeah, that he's got centre backs that are better in a mid block here, and he wants them to defend high, bruv. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's not the player's fault, bruv. It's not the player's fault. And also, the middle centre back here effectively is the sweeper, but he plays our slowest centre back in the middle, bro, Harry Maguire. That's why he always keeps people on side and we get cooked, bruv. So when Lenny Euro was getting run ragged by Sulemana, yeah, the other centre back here can't cover him because he's slower than him. So what are we doing? Like, if Euro was in the middle and he was covering Delete out wide, it would make a bit more sense.
A bit more sense,
Rather than Delete covering the Euro, and Euro's quicker than Delete. If you get away from Euro, you're getting rid of the Delete as well at the same time. Two man out the game.
Euro, listen, I'm telling you now, bro, he's coming to his own now. I like last couple of games now. I reckon since like what game was it? After the Sulemana, I think that Sulemana situation was one of them. Like he needed to go through that.
But that would have been tough for everyone, I think.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
he had no
tough anyway.
protection. Anyone on that side with no protection from the wing back. Because if I remember correctly, was it Ahmad on that side or Dallo?
It was Ahmad. It
was Ahmad, exactly. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So Ahmad wants to go forward, and if we lose the ball and Ahmad goes forward, then he needs cover from the centre back, bro. If you're getting covered by Maguire,
I hear it. I hear
the
it.
maddest thing. I'll just say this. Let me just say this, man.
Go on.
This idea of like, I mean, it's just pathetic for me. Like, where a player gets done by a player on a football pitch. Yo, that's football.
Yeah,
that's sport.
But that's true, you know.
That's
it's
sport.
And
you know, it's not one-on-one. It's not
one-on-one.
one-on-one. Football is not one-on-one. You need, especially a defender, you need the centre people to come and force him inside.
Bro, look at Liverpool the other day. Trent got cooked here by Dorgu, yeah, record cookage, yeah, and City never scored from it because Liverpool's setup was good enough. He had enough cover. The point is, Euro was getting cooked and man ain't got no cover, yeah. Because
you don't leave any defender in a transitional period. You shouldn't leave them isolated with a winger who's got half an ability, because even if they're battling with the ball, one little bobble and the winger's gone. He's just gonna say, I'm not tossing anymore, I'm just gonna turn the burners on and come and catch me.
And I'm not gonna lie to you,
and
guys.
that will lead to like free kicks, penalties, yellow
And I'm
cards.
gonna lie, my guy who played for Southampton will burn anybody in the Prem. Anybody.
So it's not Euro's fault, guys.
No, it's not. No, I agree. Yeah, I do agree. But
he's
one thing I
allowed
will
to get
say,
cooked.
sorry, one thing
He's allowed to get kicked. He's a young centre back.
Is Euro has to learn from that. He cannot. Let me tell you. Let me explain. Anybody can get cooked in that position, because I actually, after that game, I went and watched a lot of Sulemana clips and whatever, and caught myself up. He's a tremendous athlete. But where I think Euro went wrong in that particular game is he didn't get a bit of him. He should have collected a yellow card and put his authority on him, like, yo, you've done it once or twice. You ain't doing it again, man. Now I'm gonna
disagree, bro. Like,
I'm gonna collect a yellow card.
I actually said after the game, I'm glad he didn't dive in, bro.
Clamp him a little bit.
But he defended in the wrong way, Rance. This is the point. This is the point. No. He doesn't really need cover, guys. The manner of in which he runs, he goes the long route round. As a defender, you're meant to go to your post, to your first post, but he's gonna learn that. So he's trying to tussle with him and earn it high up the pitch. When if he just recovers to his post, then the guy still has to make the long route round. He's getting the short route. That's just a young defender making a mistake against a guy with an exceptional quality. That's completely fine.
That's not even a big thing.
You're going to need world-class defenders to be able to play 1v1 on the halfway line. So he needs that apprenticeship. So he learned today. Don't follow him out wide. cut the angle.
Yeah, but bro, we are being told that we need to play, man for man and put pressure on the ball, bro. My problem is, in that situation, when you can see that they keep getting the ball to him, what needs to happen is either the wing back needs to drop back and help him, which was never going to happen.
Yeah.
Or he needs to have cover the other way. It's impossible for him to drop off because that's not the system. Because then you've got the manager shouting, why are you not going to the ball, bro? We've seen us concede loads of goals by us trying to go and press players, and people are playing stuff over the top. Our team are not comfortable playing this man-for-man thing, and I don't blame them. I think it's suicide most of the time. Most of the time, bro. Especially when you're playing up against pace, the best way to defend pace is to not give them space to run into, bro. Like, it's not rocket science.
Especially if you're coming against, if you're doing man to man and you're coming against players who have a bit of tech about them, they're just gonna turn you. Like,
they're gonna kill you, and they're supposed to.
And they turn you just like anyhow. Can I just say, and this topic, I know we're talking about Euro and that, but he's not a headache at all. He's been really good last few games. Let's address, if we may, the comment that Roy Keane made on Bruno Fernandes, and that's caused a massive stir. And people are now turning on Roy Keane and saying this, that, the other. He's this fan, he's this, he's that, whatever, as such. When you press a wound that feels like it's healed, it hurts, even though it looks like it's healed, innit? Because there's tissues and there's scar underneath, and that's what it is. Well done to Bruno Fernandes for a good performance. We're still 14th, mate. You know what I'm saying? Well done to Bruno Fernandes for the most chance creation. Well done to Bruno Fernandes for the assists, for the goals. What would we be? What would the great Man United be without Bruno Fernandes? Well, let me tell you, what would Manchester United be without Cristiano Ronaldo when he outscored Harry Kane in that season when he came back, a couple of seasons ago? But people still called for his head and asked for him to leave and this, that, the other. Where would we be without Rashford's 40 GA season, 40 plus GA season? Where would we be? Do you know what I'm saying? But people still, I was one of the people who's a culprit for this, because I said at the time, Rashford didn't even get top 10 on Ballon d'Or or whatever because his GAs were mad. Where would we be? People use this thing. Where would we be? And he's not the best. He's not the worst player, and this, that, the other. But I promise you, the moment we get a player in his position who's technically able to protect the ball, ask for the ball in tight spots and turn and beat a few man, soak up pressure, we would be so much better off. Yesterday, and not just yesterday, I even took a picture, actually. I said, I'm going to take a picture, man. Bruno Fernandes, I don't know, is it instructional? Is it in part of his DNA, what it is? Does he just like playing everywhere? Is that what it is? He just loves playing everywhere. I'm seeing Ugarte in the middle of the park asking for the ball, and guess who's next to Harry Maguire as a centre back? It's Bruno Fernandes. Again and again and again and again and again, and it's so frustrating. I do not understand why he does it. Funnily enough, Maguire's very much able to make a long-range pass. He's great at diags. He's known for his diags. So why are you next to Maguire? What is it is it instructional? Is it? But I've seen it under Eric as well. I absolutely hate it that he can't stick to his discipline and stick to his position. Even when he plays a 10, he used to press anyhow, hoo-ha. And he's a net negative. He's a net negative, no matter what you say. And there is nothing you can tell me that tell you why he is the best signing since Cantona. Nothing.
He's a terrible player.
Other than the fact that he gets assists, he carries Man United because he gets goals when Man United need a goal.
He carried us to the depth of hell fast.
So does every other player. He's got less direct free kick goals than Eriksen, and Eriksen barely plays in the Premier League. In 5 years, by the way, he's got less direct free kick goals, but people will make it sound like he's this, that, the other. Roy was absolutely spot on. Absolutely.
You know what's fast? I didn't even watch what Roy Keane said, and I agree with him. Easy to me. It's easy to me.
Basically, what Ian Wright was saying, that where would you be without Bruno Fernandes?
I think we'd be in a much better situation. I think we improve overnight without that guy. I think when I watch United play, I think there are two Brunos, one to disrupt in the attacking half and one to disrupt in our defensive half. That terrible, bro. He is that terrible.
True, you know.
You know what? Because look, if you take a look at since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we had like what? Well, how long is it now? 12 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's been half of it has been Bruno, half of it has been without Bruno. The worst bit of since Sir Alex retiring has been ever since Bruno has been growing in influence in the team.
No, I agree.
You know what?
It's been our worst finishes.
100%. Like, how can we not? Like, we've had every type of striker. We had Cristiano Ronaldo, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, Igalo, Weghorst, Cavani, Lukaku, all of the type of striker. Hold the ball, doesn't hold the ball, goal scorer, link-up player. And we had all of them with the best chance creator in Europe. And every time you criticize a player, it's because he doesn't get chances. So I need someone to explain to me, like I'm a 5-year-old, how can you have that happen at this level? Because it doesn't make sense to me now.
Football's changed, Adam, man. Football's changed. It's all about GA and
the chances
how many
aren't
big
real,
chances
bro.
created.
Exactly.
And it's not real.
Chances.
Yeah, the chances aren't real, but the way that the game's constructed now because of FPL and all these other things, like people look at stats and believe that players are doing stuff they're not actually doing.
Exactly.
This is what football is. The football that's played on paper is not the same football that's played on the grass. You see one thing on the grass, and then the paper and the stats guys will tell you something else. They'll tell you 8 chances created, 4 big chances created, and all these other things. And then you realize the big chances created were from corner kicks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what will happen, bro. It's an absolute scam, bro. Like Bruno is the guy, that steals your phone in PE and helps you look for it, bro.
Exactly.
You know what it was there, bro.
Like,
He's a criminal, bro. Like the shit that people are giving man credit for, he's killing us, and bro, and he's taking all the credit.
I told you, Saeed, I told you earlier this week, Saeed, on the show. I have this very good friend of mine in Morocco. He's always gets us in trouble all the time, but he's always the one that gets us out of trouble. Yeah, but I'm not sure they're not being trouble in the first place.
Bruno.
I don't want it to happen.
It's like that pass that played it in the Everton game. We tried to play the pass, dispossessed. They went over. It was a penalty. You know what I'm saying? That for me, you know what it is, bro. I just think ultimately, like everyone, like Norris says, everyone loves the savior, everyone loves the scapegoat. But my thing is like the shouting over the rooftops for people to be like, "Yo, let's rate Bruno," and Bruno is this and that, the other. Like, bro, it's like we're 14th regardless. I don't know where
desperation.
If it was Pogba, it'd be different though, innit?
Yeah,
100%. It would be.
Know about them
It'd
ones.
be different, innit?
Yeah, I don't believe in saviors, bro. I believe collectively we are rubbish. I believe collectively are where we are in the league right now.
For me, listen, let me say something now. Now, it depends how you see football, innit? Everybody sees it. We not all see the same. Everybody feels different. If I'm building a team, Bruno Fernandes is not my kind of guy.
No.
Alan Shearer, he was terrific. He did amazing things. He's not my type of guy. Okay. Playing one striker up front, it's not my type of football. So for me, it's a lot about preference. It's about preference. What do you want? I want a number 10 that can hold the ball. I want a number 10 that's technical. And I want a number 10 that can do damage. And sometimes that number 10, I might let you get away with less defending in my team because you make it count. You do damage when I need you to do.
You're unlocking things.
You do what you have to do. And I'm afraid, I feel bad for the younger generation because football is so robotic now. I, honestly, the other day I was thinking about I don't want to be like an old man about this, but it's not that a long time ago. I'm gonna just think in the 90s, like decade and a bit ago, like the likes of
earlier in the conversation, we were saying 10 years is a long time ago, so it's a long time, bro.
Listen, in certain ways, it's not. In certain ways, it is because that's what the perception of what time is. And both can be right. With certain people, certain things is not, and certain things are. But how football has become so robotic and this XG business, football is more than XG. But the thing shows amount of years that he's been here, Bruno. Oh, get him up whatever you want, man. Get him up whatever you want. That's what I'm saying to you. You're in the camp of savior. So that's what that's why I talk about it, innit? I say no fan base loves more of a savior than a scapegoat. So he's part of the savior, innit? So some of you worship him, and then other people do not worship him, but then you hate other people. So that's what it is. For me, it's just that players in football, for me, who give the ball away. Unless, and I have to contextualize it, I can't stand. I need you to give the ball away because there's a reason. Now, if your team is playing against a very low block and they've got like 8 or 9 men behind the ball, players behind the ball, and they're making it very difficult for you, I expect you as the creative player or one of the creative players, because I won't just have one in my team. I would have multiple creativity. I won't play just with one player. But I would expect you, like Messi did. There used to be stats where Messi and De Bruyne used to give the ball away a lot because they're trying to unlock a door that is very difficult to unlock. So I don't mind that. But when you give the ball away, just in normal build-up possession, and you're just doing a mad one, like honestly, I'm not lying to you. I look at him and I think Diego Dalot and Bruno Fernandes are like share so much in common. Both the maddest things on a football pitch. You're thinking, well, there was no need for that. Just play along with it and just give it 5 yards. Get it back. Get it out wide. Get it back. Build it up a bit more. Other than just hitting some
a bit of patience, isn't it?
Ball out of play. I'm just like, you know what? I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And people have said to me before, Lord, he plays that he's got ADHD. Actually, people who got ADHD become hyper focused on a football pitch.
Yeah.
When I played football, I became hyper focused in my zone, and I become hyper focused on that. Actually, I'm not, because I'm relaxed. My central nervous system.
Some people do
relaxed because I'm playing.
Some people
Some people have said that Bruno plays. You know what I mean? He's ADHD. He doesn't know where he is. That's what they've said in the stadium. That's what they say, Adam. They say that sometimes.
I think it's just selfish. I think it's just selfish.
But that's not good. That's not good.
No, but that's what I'm saying to them. They say that he plays like, you know, I like people like who got ADHD like me. Our thoughts are like everywhere. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We're everywhere, right? We don't sometimes, unless we're thinking clearly, unless we're sleeping properly, unless we're eating properly. You know what I mean? That's dysfunctional. So the idea of him, for me, saying, no, I'm like, no, that's not it. Actually, when you're running and exercising, you become more focused because everything else is strict. You become hyper-focused. But Bruno, for me, I've never seen a player like him, and I'm not lying to you. I'm never used to a player like him. When I think of people used to kill Nani in that team. Rans will remember. People used to kill Nani. And boy, Nani used to give me some excitement.
Yeah. They used to say he was wasteful, he was inconsistent, he was inefficient, all the things that Bruno is.
Exactly. You know what?
With way more quality on the ball.
5 years ago, I found out and I worked it out that Bruno has an inhibition problem. And people laughed at it. They thought it was a joke. I even found papers that describe Bruno to a team. Like, it's just obvious. If there is a movement that triggers a reaction, he can't stop that impulse. Like, if he gets the ball, switches side, and there's someone running, he kicks it. He can't stop that that instinct. And that's not good.
But Adam, I've seen him. But Adam, I've seen him. I saw the best game of his live in his entire career at Anfield. I saw him taking the ball. I saw all of that gone. I saw it again against Everton. One time when we were at home, I think we smashed them. Everton, I think we smashed them 4-0. They played a Highline. They came to Old Trafford just a couple of seasons ago. I think it might have been under Oli or maybe Van Gaal, third season Van Gaal. They came and we had injury. I think maybe Casemiro's banned. He played center midfield, controlled the game. He was not wasteful. I saw him against Liverpool and I'm like, that's what I want to see from you. That's what I want to see. You actually taking the ball. Not
you know what though,
Nuruddin,
you know what it is for me? It's I feel like some people when they get in the game and they're on the pitch, whatever sport it is, there's a few personalities out there where it's like I have to be the guy, like I have to be spoken about.
Be the guy,
like and I feel like for him, the obsession with being the guy because you've been put on a pedestal overweighs his decision making a lot of the time, because he would rather take the risk and get the credit for it than play for the team, because there's so many times where there's a very easy pass on, even a give and go or anything like 5-yard pass, and then it's boom. But I don't know, man, like I feel like from what you man was saying before, I'll never lose the eye test in football. The eye test will tell me a lot about players, isn't it? You can give me as many stats as you want, but I feel
Marcel, man, what are you saying? You got your Bruno flag on there. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying, bro?
What am I? Let's make it concise, because I don't do concise apparently, which is not.
Yeah, that one hurt you, didn't it?
Like, What is it that you want to know about this player?
Because you put a flag on, so I'm guessing
do you know what Bruno?
I know I'm a heavily like I don't agree with the notion that we should be blaming Bruno first from Roy Keane. So that's the top of the discussion from Faz.
Okay.
And then so I just think he shouldn't be first. No way, Jose. Just shouldn't happen. And then I've always seen him as an 8. Me personally, big Bruno fan, and I've always seen him as an 8. And I think what he offers as a player, always trying to see the picture, always trying to pass forward, always trying to give the most running stats. You know, for me, you know, he just needs, you know, Real Madrid. If you could construct right now in your lot's heads, construct Real Madrid 3-4-3 system and pretend it's Ruben there, and then just put Bruno in the 8, you would get a player that's always trying to break lines at any time and giving it to world-class left 10, right 10, or striker. That's always gonna, when they get the ball, they're gonna be killer.
That is some mad.
I don't think he makes
that's a mad hypothetical, bro.
He doesn't make.
I don't even know what you just waffled.
No, but you're not listening. That's your lot's biggest failure.
Why do you think half the time when you're talking, people don't listen? Because you come out with shit like this.
It's not shit. I'm saying I very simply said to you, we need better players around a player that always wants to play forward, always wants to get the ball into the box, into the opposition's half, always wants to.
Haven't we been saying that for 5 years?
Always runs, always gives us high running, always contributes defensively, always contributes offensively. It's the biggest chance creator that we know.
Yeah, but those are not, them stats are not real though. We know this because if those stats were real, all of our strikers will be getting loads of chances. Who's he creating the chances for?
Dud players.
Yeah, for Opta. That's who he's creating them for.
If you're listening, it's dud players. Really simple.
They're corners and free kicks. Those are the chances. The chances he's creating are corners and free kicks, bro. That's what they are. They're not open play chances, bro. They don't exist. Our strikers, everyone's complaining, saying all of our strikers are starved, which means we're not creating chances, bro. Do you know what I mean? If you don't eat, you can't get fat, bro.
The thing is as well, Marcel, do you know what it is? You know when we get near the box as well, yeah? If he was the player that people make him out to be for me, he would have more variations to his game. Like I've seen the time when Eriksen came on and assisted Ahmad for that goal. Intelligence within a tight space. Like the time when I've seen people like even people like Mkhitaryan, who I didn't rate massively highly, feed the ball through the lines and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that Bruno can't ever do that, but I don't know. There's so many positions that he get, like, you got to remember my issue with Bruno but regardless of his position,
everything's going over my head.
That's not my point.
I've never promoted
my point.
it.
Marcel, one sec. That's not my point. My point is players like Bruno and Garnacho I'll always have an issue with because they get so much more time than other people, and what they do with that time and that effort on the pitch doesn't warrant the way people talk about them. That's my biggest issue. But carry on.
He's an 8. It's really simple, guys. He's an 8, and if he had better players around him in this system, he would be a damn good 8.
I don't think so. You know what? Because there are players. Because you know what? This is football. We don't have facts. We just have correlations. Like we can't see things from a really causal point of view. Really, it's always correlation. And what we see now from Bruno is he correlates very strongly with the club's failing. And that is very obvious. Because look, you tell me if you put Bruno into a good side, he'll play well and he'll bring the others up. I think if you put Bruno in the other side, that side goes down in quality and level. Because you know what? You can't really, there's no way to quantify creativity because by definition, it's something creative. So if you start putting numbers on creativity, you're not actually measuring creativity. You're measuring something you decided as a proxy for it. And that's just not true. That's just not good. Because for creativity to happen in the first place, you need order. Because otherwise it's chaos on top of chaos. Everything is shapeless. So you need to create a stable foundation that is structured, ordered, and very, very disciplined. And then creativity can happen because you create the right environment and circumstances for it to happen. My problem with Bruno, when people say if you move him to a city team or somewhere else and he would play well, Bruno would be an obstacle to creating that environment in the first place. Because other teams that score goals and create chances, they don't just create chances, they set up the team, they grow into the game, and then it happens. Bruno wouldn't let that happen in the first place. It would be chaotic from the word go, and it would have a negative impact on everyone else. People tell me if you replace Bruno with Kevin De Bruyne, the same thing happens at the same numbers. Not a chance. because Kevin De Bruyne can actually play calmly, grow into the game, and then when there's space, creativity happens. Maybe Bruno can do that, but the stage where the team is balanced and structured and then there is space, he wouldn't allow that to happen because he makes the wrong decisions all the time. Like, I don't have a problem with a player losing the ball if they're trying to do the right thing. But if they make mistakes trying to do the wrong thing, which is Bruno 85% of the time, can't lead you to nowhere. So that's why I think that argument is flawed. It's so flawed, it's almost unbelievable.
You know what, man? Listen, I think for me, I think Adam summed up there. For me, he's a negative, man. I think ultimately, like I said, man, it hasn't got us anywhere, man. Same with Rashford when we get this Rashford revisionism. You know what I mean? I see some tweets about Rashford saying, yo, you know, if you don't think Rashford's a good footballer, football isn't for you. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of these, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy, bro, what we're doing here, man. And we are where we are, man, for a reason. Because Marcel, collectively, we've been poor. Ain't no single isolation of players is going to justify or make me any feel better. Like, we're not doing this, man. We're not doing this. Seriously.
I'm not trying to do that. I attacked because I get conflated into the whole Bruno, every single fan's opinion of Bruno. That's not what I'm doing. Bruno is not number one to be saying you should be gone. It's just not.
I think he is.
Okay, that's your opinion, but I'm addressing the Faz thing. Yes, so that's one.
It's not even a Faz.
Two, it's like he create if he was in a better team, he would be like he plays good in Portugal's side because there's other good players there, and then it's just that one person that we need to create a chance immediately. We've got someone in that team that does that breaks free players, that gives opportunities to players. The creating of a chance has other little elements, your defenders, the possession, but in terms of a chance creator, it's just delivering. It's so direct, the feeling when I speak about a chance creator, and they need other players around them to be able to produce the chance. That's why.
No, Marcel, I'm not hearing that. Majority of us have said that Paul Pogba needed to other players who do that bit and give him the freedom. Now I'm not hearing that. Bruno Fernandes, the stat came out the other day. If I'm not mistaken, somebody in the chat will let me know. That actually is one of the.
What was wrong with what was wrong with Paul Pogba being that? You just said that before, that you like tens that have a little bit of less of a job to do. So that fits Paul Pogba's narrative and Bruno's narrative. What are you talking about? You should be hearing all of that.
No. I'm talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the fan base. I'm talking about the fan base.
Oh, so again, you're conflating me.
No. Well, majority of the fan base and a lot of the pundits and a lot of people were like, nah, player doesn't need that. He needs to do everything. So the point I want to make to you is just this. There was some stat the other day, and it was something about, like, for example, this is a stat for you. Him and Garnacho this season are in the top 5 of missing big chances. Top 5 in the Premier League.
Who is?
Bruno and Garnacho.
It's not a surprise.
Right? They are in the top 5, right? Top 5. And the other stat that I saw was that actually his creativity for strikers is one of the worst in Europe.
Again, I'm telling you that big chance created stat is fugazi, bro.
It's one of the biggest.
It's from corners and free kicks, bro. That's what it is. Every time he puts a corner into the box, he creates a chance if a Man United head or foot connects with the ball. The stat is crap. That's what it is, bro. Like, he's not the best creator in the league. He's nowhere near it, or else we would not be struggling for goals, bro. We struggled to break the 60 goal mark under Ten Hag for 2 years, bro. So he can't be creating that many chances. He's played with multiple strikers, and all of them have struggled really to score. If we're being honest, bro, like it's bollocks. It's a fallacy, bro. Exactly. Like, his whole existence, bro. He's the most false image currently in this league in terms of what people think he is and what he actually is, bro. And to be honest, he's not the only player in world football like that. There's loads of players that are kind of like that. They're false images, bro. Like, you see the numbers and then you watch them play and you think, hold on, this ain't you man are trying to sell me something mad. Yeah. You're selling me something mad. Do you know what I mean? But the point is, with him, it's like, no matter who we put in a team with this guy, his deficiencies are still going to be there because fundamentally, he does too many fundamental things that are just not productive for a top level side, bro. And this is why, even when he was threatening to leave us before he was to get his money, no big teams weren't coming in for him. There was none, bro. He's getting linked
Real
to Saudi
talk.
Arabia, bro, at 30 years old.
Real talk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
Where was all the offers?
Yeah.
we
You know
removed
where
everyone.
where
We
we
removed.
see clear
Go ahead.
chance creation and misses a Chelsea team. You see Cole Palmer's chance creation and what he creates for his forwards, and you can tell that they're clear.
There's part of Cole Palmer's game that I don't like as well, you know. That is similar to Bruno in a sense that I do think Cole Palmer forces it a lot of the time as well. And he
Like that, listen, when you play low blocks,
you know what I mean?
when you
But
play
I
low
hear
blocks,
it. You have to find these little situations. Like even Odegaard goes missing all the time. There's a lot of flaws in Odegaard's game that we don't speak about as well. That other people
and every player there are flaws. Every player has a weakness.
Everyone,
Every player.
No, but the thing is though, what happens is though, you look at like these stats, it gives people the right to say you don't know what you're talking about because I can show you. Right, look at his GA.
Nah, but that's football. Football is not about GA though. Football is not just about GA.
Well,
no, but it is. The modern game is about that.
Nuruddin,
These players go out in the pitch thinking about what FPL team these fans are picking, bro. This generation of footballers, they're cooked. Like, I'll be honest. These men go out there thinking about getting stats. You can tell when you watch Bruno play that he's playing for stats. Do you know what I mean? And there's him on video saying to a fan, when a fan said, "Oh, Bruno, I took you out my FPL team and that." You know them ones, and then
that's one of my cousins.
And he's actually apologized in a post-match game here because he didn't get stats, bro. He's like, "Oh, sorry for people that picked me in FPL, bro." These men are not. They're not thinking about productivity for the team or anything. It's all a paper game now, bro. This is where football is.
Exactly.
This is football, bro. Like, we're signing players off data now, bro. Like, the manager's talking about Y-Scout in the fucking thing. Like, bro, like, game's cooked.
I'd
rather Fergie sent his fucking son to go watch someone. It's more reliable.
Exactly. You know what? We replaced everyone in the team but Bruno. We replaced left backs, strikers, right backs, midfield players, defenders. Everyone has been removed but him. And when people compare him when people compare him to Palmer and like Kevin De Bruyne and this and that, they judge the numbers and they judge players individually. But at the end of the day, you can't judge the game any other way than as a collective. It's a sport team. So if you tell me Kevin De Bruyne loses the ball just as much as Bruno Fernandes, one team scores the most goals, creates the most chances, they have won the most trophies over the last 10 years in this league. The other team is 15th. So even if you compare the two things, it has to be judged at the end of the day as a collective. It's a sport team. So I'd much rather have Kevin De Bruyne losing the ball more than Bruno, but ending up with a treble, than Bruno scoring 3 goals and 2 assists and just getting through Ipswich.
Over the 10 years, who's had the better squad to play with? To play for, I should say.
Yeah, but if I was with Beyonce,
hold on. Can I get that question
about who's at the better players? No, man, it's a pathetic argument. Who's at the better players? What kind of it doesn't matter. You're in Manchester United. You play with the players that you have. What abilities are you showing with your own football? What are you showing for yourself? Forget who's next to you. If it's always about who's next to me, you're always going to be going from team to team and saying, "Oh, this is wrong. Oh, that is wrong." What is it that you're doing right? What is it that you bring to the table? What addition is it that you bring that we can rely on week in, week out? What is it? What your fitness? You run 10K a game.
Just a quick like sidestep. Obviously, we talked about Bruno, but even Onana, for example, he for me, like, he's a big problem as well. Like, and he needs to go in the summer for me and get a new keeper in, and the manager needs to play Bayende, because he's actually costing us right now. You know what I mean? So that as well is a big problem. I think we need to stop this idea of like we're gonna have to just wait for this. This isn't an issue. Like, tackle the issue, man. We have to. There's no kind of almost like priority list now. F the priorities. I'm done with all these priorities. Sort the problem out, mate. You know what I mean? Because we need to really, really get rid of this keeper. He caused a lot of anxiety in the back, man. The guy, like, brother, like, for me, you know why I blame him more than Dogu? He should be communicating to Dogu, saying, "Yo, I've like play the ball out to me. I'm here. I can receive the ball here." Why does he need to go running straight away? He hesitates, then he runs, and then Dogu's like, "Shit. Okay, Dogu, there is a part to blame on Dogu, but Onana's got to be able to position himself to receive the ball." Don't know what he does. What is he doing? It's a joke, man. And for me, he's a big problem, man. And he needs to go as well, man. So it's not just Bruno. It's this guy. It's Hojlund. A lot of man I want to see out yesterday. I want to see them out. this summer, they've got to leave, man. Can't be here next summer. If they're here next summer, then we're effed. I'll be serious with you.
Yeah, 100. I think there's a lot of players we need.
Strap in them, bro, because next season is a write-off as well.
There's a lot of players we need to move on, yeah, but I need to know that once the club recruit for the club, because they obviously they're gonna lower the wage bill, they're gonna lower the average age. I need to know that if they give the manager these players, he's gonna use them effectively, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just not seeing that right now. That's my biggest issue, bro. I'm not seeing it right now.
Yeah, there you go, man. And obviously we got Fulham on the weekend, man. I think we're going out, guys, man. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't want to. I don't want to call it already.
Hey, unless happen what happened last season. Unless that happens again.
Yeah.
Where they get 2 red cards.
Oh no, that will happen. That will happen.
And in 2 minutes.
That was 2 years ago, man.
3 of them got sent off. The manager got sent off.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them get sent off. So at the end of the day, it's what it is. Listen,
I think we're losing against Fulham.
Yeah, of course.
I think we're losing against Fulham.
We actually, you know what? It was funny being there, innit? Without Lisandro, regardless how much you guys, we miss him big time. Oh my God, him and Ahmed. It's so clear when you go and watch the game live how him and Ahmed are so like they gave something that now we totally lack. We look clueless, absolutely clueless for what's going on with this football.
100%. So let me get these super chats. Let me get these super chats before we wrap up, people. Big up MYS as 007. Big up, man, for becoming a member of the channel. Big up to my guy Josh has run up the likes. By the way, is Onana supposed to stay on his line for dog who pass back? Isn't Onana supposed to be a pass outlet? Just curious. That's what I was mentioning. He had to be an outlet for me, and he wasn't. And that was a problem for me. Onana has lost all privileges and is banned from HQ, from the Black Goalkeeper Association. That's hilarious, by the way. Big up Musbusters. As a Chelsea fan, I'm tired of hearing supporters back mediocrity under the guise of back the process. Real Madrid don't do process, and they are the most successful club. The player Faz was talking about is Bruno. Big up J Football says I'm going to set no foundations for the next season, but you know what, David Moyes, right now his tactics are giving me Ten Hag 3-1-6 vibes, and I'm not happy. Marcel, stop the cat, says Creflon Don. Big up Mohi says, big up the panel. Bless up Snorri speaking facts right now. Big up Nedu, man, he gifted 10 memberships. Big up to you, bro. Each place is worth 3 million and Amorim won't adapt. Folks, Amorim must go and we pay next season. Bruno should play rugby as fly half, just kicking. Knowledge said, Marcel, if Bruno is creating all these chances, wouldn't our attackers lead in missed big chances by your logic? Side note, Faya, Lightning, and Thunder pay Bruno wrapped right round yum neck. Why? Yo, is this patois? What's this? No.
Yes.
Really. Side note, Fia, Lightning, and Thunder paying Bruno wrapped round. Yeah, I don't know. But listen, I don't know patois, man. Yo, listen. Shout out to them, to Jamaicans in the chat, man. But that was a bit solid. That hasn't Bruno lost the ball?
You're upset because I've got a Bruno scarf because I'm a fan and I buy scarves at the
yeah. Marcel,
I've not seen you outside the stadium. I've not seen you watching games recently.
I've not seen you on camera. You haven't seen me on camera, but I've been there.
Yeah, he's been there. I've not
even seen you outside,
man. That was tough, man. Yeah, what's this knowledge guy doing, man? Marcel, with that talk, have to say the same for Anthony. Big up Tariq, my Salam brothers, all Ramadan Mubarak. Coffee donation to my bro for all the stressful time. I don't even drink coffee, man, so I'll give it to Nordin. Nordin, did you drink coffee? I'll get you a coffee next time, man.
No. I can't drink coffee. I've got natural coffee in my bloodline, bro. By the way, those who don't know, coffee originates from East Africa.
Man. Big up, man. Can't play another goalkeeper. Both extras are injured. Crawford does big up the Mandem. Most chill Mandem thought eardrum saved. And Knowledge says Maguire and Onana remind me of when you show your dog's favorite ball, the ball watch, and lose all common sense. Maggie attacks his own players to get to the ball, man. Nah, real talk. That's probably the best way to wrap it up, man. Big up to you lot, man. I swear down. But yeah, man, if you lot can teach me any patois, man. Nur, did you know any patois? Any?
I understand it, but I don't try to repeat what people are saying, man. I understand it.
Yeah.
I started growing up in my side, bro.
Yeah, big up, man. Everyone from
Yeah,
Moss
big
side.
up to the Jamaicans out here, man. Big up to the
big up
Caribbean
Jamaicans,
people,
man. Each and every time, big up the Jamaicans in the building, man. But big up to Marcel, big up to Nuruddin, big up to Adam in the building as well, man. Thank you for joining us, man. Adam, man. Big up to you, appreciate it, man. Nuruddin, you like today?
Adam, you finished the PhD yet? You finished? Are we done yet?
Ah, man, this thing is, bro, it's tough. It's tough.
I hear it,
though, bro.
But
You know the matter thing to take a break from the PhD. Look at United, but United. I think you prefer to be just to get busy with a PhD.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Listen, people, we're gonna redirect to I think Sophia and Sunshine are live right now. So let's go over there. Everyone go over there to Sunshine's channel
big up.
and just big up to sisters and that, you know what I mean, doing their thing, man. So go over there, support their channel, and we'll be back tomorrow, man. Tomorrow we got man. Tomorrow we'll be back. That's all I'm gonna say.
What time? What time tomorrow? Let me know.
After Juma, innit? So about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Let's do 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Big up.
All right, bro. Love.